everyone, welcome back to Decoration Dilemma in The Sims 4. This is a series where I take the base game or just the starter houses that were created by EA and change them around to what I think they should look like. This lot can be found in the Willow Creek world and is under the name of Steamlet Single, but I did change that name to Secluded Single because I just envisioned kind of a coding person living here all by themselves, maybe a person in their 20s. I did suit the furnishings and the layout and the style of this house to a guy, which I thought that would live in here. He's a very technological and artsy person, so I did aim it around that, but feel free of course to download this lot and refurbish as you see fit. All I've done so far is resize the house itself and reshape it a little bit, remove a lot of the walls inside. I felt that the layout was really strange because there was a bedroom initially in the front of this house and then you go down a long corridor to the kitchen and living room, which weren't really big or spacious either. So I'm just repainting, doing the roof again because obviously the previous roof wouldn't have fit correctly on the new layout, and I also repainted the outside to a more grey bluish colour. I'm now trying to figure out what type of door, platform and windows that I want, as well as continuing to refurbish the inside and do the floor plans all over again. I did start off with quite a narrow bit on the left side, so it would be like a hall before going into the rest of the room, but I thought that it would be a bit too small, so I think, unless I've already done it now, I don't think I have, but I will resize that room eventually. I then moved on to the living room where I wasn't really sure what I wanted. I just wanted a very simple room, but did the job. The particular sim that I thought would be living in here, I didn't envision much care into what his decoration was like within this house, so I kind of just did basic white walls and then just kind of threw together some furniture which I imagined that he might have just either thrifted or could have been just exactly as it was meant to look. Say, for example, from IKEA, if you look in a catalogue or a certain setup, you'll see the entire room and how they've kind of designed it. I just thought that he might purchase it straight out of the IKEA catalogue, if that makes sense. He does love his technology and his music, as well as art, so I did put a big stereo set in for him and TV, as well as books, because he's quite highly educated as he does coding, programming, that kind of thing, and brings in a decent amount of money. I did throw some art pieces around here as well and some plants just to make it look a bit more green, but I did just kind of throw some stuff in that I think that he would find acceptable to just live off the basics, because all that matters to him is, like I said, his technology, his music, art, and obviously programming computer. The main countertops were left white, but the island in the middle was a little bit of a blue colour, but it's still all matched in quite well. I kind of kept to the same colours throughout the house, quite basic colours. As you can see here, I put a lot of counters here, and then went back and realised that I didn't put any windows in on this long wall, so you will see me going back and doing that later on. I also had to readjust the cabinet height because I felt like they were way too tall for the fridge, whereas I just wanted to put a tiny cabinet over the fridge, so I did resize them and bring them down a little bit. The blinds took me ages because I really wasn't sure how much of the window I wanted to cover with the blinds, but I kind of figured that he was quite a private person, so he didn't really mind that the blinds were down for the majority of the time. Just some basic stuff, also some cooking books on the side, as well as some alcohol for him to enjoy maybe after work or, certain times of the week. I made sure to keep this realistic by putting light switches everywhere, so you might see me go back sometimes and place them where I might have forgotten to place them before. The bathroom is very simple, all white again. Has his toiletries on the side, a bit of fragrance and things like that, a little plant once again to get the green in, and yeah, very basic lights on the ceiling as well, just ones that kind of do the job and nothing else. I do realise now looking back that I have used the same painting in the bathroom and in the kitchen, so we're just going to go with the story of he got one and he liked it so much that he got another one, or it could have been an offer on when he purchased them, so he got one and got one free, or got one at a discount. Here you can see me going back and placing the windows in where they were meant to be, adding the same blinds and kind of just leaving it like this. The bedroom is very simple and has very simple colours in it as well. I just decided to have like a feature type of wall of panels and then leaving it as a brown colour, and then the rest of the room is kind of like a lighty blue or maybe white colour actually. I think I went for like a bright white and then I changed it. More plants, just woody textures, and basic bright lights that do the trick again. A nice little mirror. I do go back and change this because I realised that the bed was a bit too short. Not too short, the TV was a bit too close to the top of the bed for eyesight to be taken into account, so I did end up moving that later on. Now we're on to the study, and I just decided that a dark colour or a lot of dark colours in this room would be the best, because I feel like it's not too harsh on the eyes, and especially if you're meant to be focusing on computers, you don't really want a bright room because it will make your eyes ache and sore and quite sensitive after a while. Another table like the living room, but just in a different colour, and a nice ocean picture in front of his desk. You will see a nice repetition of certain objects in this build, because I just think that when it comes to people who are very driven by their work, they're not really that interested in decorating that well. I just think that they go for the basics, and if they like something they will repeat it throughout their house. So I did that with, for example, the rugs, the tables and the pictures as well. As you might have noticed, I did start out on the front porch, but I realised that I hadn't put any blinds in to the study, which is quite important when it comes to darkness and having the right amount of light, so I went back and did that. And then I started on the front, so I did like this little cobbled path to go down and some very simple plants that really didn't need to be taken care of that much, just some shrubbery and different bits just to make it look well decorated without him needing to bother that much with looking after them, because I believe that these plants can take care of themselves. I did put a table and chairs out the front, and then I just surrounded the plants with some rocks to make it look like they're in a little bed-in situation, and to make it look a bit more detached from the path that I will be putting there. That rock didn't want to go where it was meant to, so I think I kind of left it there as like hanging out a little bit, which I suppose will just expand the bedding area for these plants. I did stick with a very monochromatic colour around the front, so a lot of white, well, just white and green basically, and the types of plants were repeated throughout, because I feel like, once again, if someone likes something, this type of person anyway, they will just have it over and over again around their house or in their house. I did start moving some things around. As you can see here, I made the TV smaller and put it up on the chest of drawers. Decided I didn't like that, so then I moved it and deleted the mirror. I then rearranged the desk so that when he's working on his computer, that there is some natural sunlight that he can actually look out and see if he wants to take a break from the screen. I wasn't really sure what to put in the corner of his office after I rearranged it, although I do think I regret rearranging it because I think it looked better as it was. Let me know in the comments if you think the same. Then we just ended up outside, just more plants and trees that can take care of themselves, more white, and then I added a pop of colour around the back because I do end up adding a bench and a little seating area out the back, so there is some colour that he can enjoy and some plants that do look like they belong in the scenery surrounding. I did use the trees that I used also in Willow Creek so that it matches in quite well. I then added some dirt and hedges around the rocky path to kind of separate it from the grass, and I also then put some dirt around the bottom of the house to make it look like it is separated from the grass and the path as well. I then wasn't sure where to place the bin, so I just kind of placed it there. I added some lights outside so that even when it gets dark or darker, that there is some light and visibility outside. I then put a chess table because I feel like he's the type of guy that also plays chess. This is the overview of the outside, and then as we go inside, you can see the living room / kitchen area that's all done. Very plain colours, but I think it really works. It matches in well. Even the door matches in, all the white matches in with all the different colours, and in the minute you can see the double use of pictures that I did. Very plain bathroom, but I think it works perfectly for the person that I envision living in here. And then the study, which I wish I'd kept the other way round. And then lastly, the bedroom. So I hope you enjoyed this redecoration, and if you do want to use this lot, you can find it in the links below this video. And let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!